Hey guys, so we're back. I need to go through two topics, okay, right quick, because Don Richard, her testimony for the Diddy case that's out, and we also got to go over these accusations that Trump is accusing Kamala of, okay? So everything said in this video is alleged, in my opinion, and is used for fair use and entertainment. All right, we're gonna fly through this because I can't be on this too long. All right, so first let's get into Trump accusing Kamala of this mess with Beyonce, child. Like, how Beyonce get in this? How Beyonce get in this? All right, so it says Donald Trump alleged that Kamala Harris paid Beyonce $11 million to endorse her and speak at her rally. It also goes on to say that this is an illegal election scam at the highest level. So he's trying to say that Kamala Harris was doing some illegal things in the election when his ass, that's all he's done. That's all he's done in the election. I feel like he stole this election, to be honest with you, and the one before that. I really do. I feel like he's stolen. He's trying to steal the next election by saying that he can run a third time, which we all know he cannot do. But now he's trying to accuse Kamala of scamming and saying that she was doing some illegal shit for the election. So let's get into what Trump had to say, what he's alleging that Kamala did. And he also mentioned Beyonce's name in his bullshit as well. Let's get into it. Now, according to news reports, it says that Beyonce was paid $11 million to walk on stage, quickly endorse Kamala, and walk off to loud booing for never having performed. It says that not even one song. It says, remember, the Democrats and Kamala illegally paid her millions of dollars for doing nothing other than giving Kamala a full throat endorsement. It says that this is an illegal election scam at the highest level, that it is an illegal campaign contribution. It said that Bruce Springsteen, Oprah, Bono, and perhaps many others have a lot of explaining to do. So this is what Trump is saying. Okay. He says that he says, how much did Kamala Harris pay Bruce Springsteen for his poor performance during her campaign for president? He also goes on to say that why did he accept that money if he is such a fan of hers? He says, isn't that a major and illegal campaign contribution? What about Beyonce? He says, and how much went to Oprah and Bono? He says that I am going to call for a major investigation into this matter. Candidates aren't allowed to pay for endorsements, which is what Kamala did under the guise of paying for entertainment. It says that in addition, this was very expensive and a desperate effort to artificially build up her sparse crowd. It says that it's not illegal. Said it's not illegal. Says that for these unpatriotic entertainers, this was just a corrupt and unlawful way to capitalize on a broken system. He goes on to say that thank you for your attention to this matter. But you're the same person that Trump, you a whole felon in office for the shit that you've done. You are a whole felon. Let's not forget about your ass being sued left and right for illegal shit that you've done and continue to do. I mean, oh my God, he's seriously trying to go after Kamala Harris now after I feel like he's pretty much stole his way into this election. So that's what's going on with that. And he mentioned Beyonce in this as well, in terms of saying that she didn't get up there and sing not one song, and she was booed after coming off stage. But yeah, anywho, so that's what's going on with that. So let's get into this testimony with Don Richard of formerly of Dirty Money, you guys. All right. Let's get into that. All right, so they said that Diddy's defense attempt to poke holes in Don Richard's testimony accuses her of altering her story on the stand. It says your testimony has changed on quite a few things. So let's get into it. Inner City Press, shout out to them. It says that Combs Westmoreland, it said that this is his attorney, okay? It said that you testified that he attempted to hit her about the eggs, and says that Ms. Ventura dropped down in a fetal position, right? Don responded by saying, yes. Westmoreland, which is Diddy's attorney, says that, did you ever say that you heard a pan hit the wall? Says that you didn't see it. Don Richard says, I don't recall. So Combs' attorney then asks, would you agree with me that it has been hard for you to keep your story straight with respect to this egg incident? Don Richard says, I told it as close as I could. Westmoreland, which is Diddy's attorney, then says that the day after you said Mr. Combs said people go missing. Don replied by saying yes. Okay. Diddy's attorney then asked Don, says that let's do your interview on March 18th of 2025. It said that you did not say anything about Mr. Combs told you perhaps people go missing. Don Richards says, I don't recall that. Westmoreland then says that no worries, says that I'm going to show you a document for the parties only. And then they direct them to page 5. So Diddy's attorney then says, isn't it true the first time that you said this was a week ago? Said that, would you like me to show you your previous interviews? Don Richards says, I know what I said. Westmoreland then says that you said Mr. Combs made a death threat, one that you didn't recall 7 times. So Combs' attorney then says, let's move to alleged incident before the Central Park concert. Says that you are aware that there was a camera crew. Don Richards says, not in the bathroom. Westmoreland then says that you were filmed in the park. Are you aware of the video that's been turned over? She says no. So Diddy's attorney then says it about the pow pow, said that you didn't tell the prosecutor about, said that I saw pow pows at Daddy's house. And Don then responds by saying they didn't ask. So Westmoreland, which is Diddy's attorney, then says that you never saw Mr. Combs pull a pow pow out and wave it around, load bullets, or cock it. Don then says that he just had it. Okay, meaning that Diddy just had the pow pow. So Diddy's attorney then asked Don, says that, did you tell the government that you never saw Mr. Combs do cocaine? Don then responds by saying, I don't recall. Westmoreland then says that your testimony has changed on quite a few things. Don then responds by saying, as time progressed, I remember more. All right, so Diddy's attorney then says, you saw one stop sell Drugiana, said that you saw him take money. Don responded by saying yes. Diddy's attorney then asked, all right, 1 second. Didn't you tell the government that you never saw anyone pay him? Said, so you lied, right? Don said no. All right. So they're back from a sidebar, okay, according to the inner city press. So Combs' attorney, which is Diddy Combs, his attorney then asked, it was you who reached out to Mr. Combs to work with him again? Don then said yes. Westmoreland, which is the attorney, then says, but he had threatened you, right? Said, did you ask him to work with you again? Don then says, yes. Mr. Moreland says, okay. So Diddy's attorney then asked, the songs that you're released on your own have not reached the level of what you released with Danny Kane and Diddy's Dirty Money, right? Don then said, true. Westmoreland then asked, and you reach out to Mr. Combs to try to make more money, right? Don then said yes. Okay, so now they're trying to make it seem like she needed him, even though he threatened her, which he did threaten her. I probably wouldn't gone back, but I think she was more so looking at an opportunity to make money, being that she was maybe using him for some clout, which is what, some people in the industry do. Diddy does have a long reach. He does have a lot of people that he can put her in the way of in terms of boosting her music and her career. So maybe she was hoping that would happen. That was a great opportunity for her to be on the group Dirty Money, because it did afford her to make money, write music, and gain more publicity. So maybe that's what she was looking at. But in this particular testimony, it seemed like they're trying to say that she's lying and that they're trying to discredit her testimony by making it seem like that she was this person who saw some things that maybe she shouldn't have saw, or that she shouldn't have seen in this incident with Diddy and Cassie, and they're trying to discredit the fact that happened. But even if they do that, we still have a visual of the video, the 2006 video where CNN released Diddy physically assaulting Cassie. So I'm going to say that whatever Dawn said that she saw, probably that happened, because Cassie said that she was hit multiple times. She was abused multiple times by Diddy. And I believe that. I believe that he freaked out on her when they said she went down in the fetal position. We saw that on the 2006 video that CNN released in the hotel, where Diddy came out with the towel on when he grabbed Cassie. That's the first thing she did. She went down to protect herself in the fetal position, which is the same thing that Don is saying happened at Diddy's home when Cassie was alleged to be cooking eggs, when Diddy grabbed a pan to try to hit her with said pan and assault her and kick her and all the other things that they're saying happened in that moment. I believe that once Diddy, because he probably was high during that time that he was assaulting Cassie, when he came down from his high, he realized that he made a huge mistake and that there were witnesses, and that Don, as well as Kalina, who was the other member of Dirty Money, saw said incident, and he tried to make it right because he did not want them talking about it, going to the press about it, going to the police about it. So he did what he could to make things right by maybe promising them things, by giving them gifts, which they said he bought them bouquets of flowers and gave them things in order to keep quiet. And he also made a threat towards them, according to what was said by Don, in terms of people come up missing, meaning if you say something, then you're probably not going to be alive to tell about it. So do I believe her testimony? Probably, because there is a pattern of behavior that we see here. But that is so far the testimony that's been released. I don't see anything else that's been out there. Okay, let me go back. All right, let me share. Let's go back to the first page so that you guys can see, and I just want to get it on record here. Okay. All right. On this page here is where they're discussing the eggs incident where Cassie went down into the fetal position and she was protecting herself while Diddy did assault her. And they're saying that after the incident that that Diddy called Don and Kalina back to his home, locked them in the studio, and pretty much made a threat to them, saying that that they will, that if they spoke about it, then people go missing or whatever. In that, and she was afraid, which is why she never went to the police. This page here, they're trying to discredit her in terms of saying that in a previous interview that she made a statement, and they were asking her about said statement about people going missing. She's saying that she don't recall certain things that they're asking her, but as time go on, she recalls. Okay, so that's what's saying on him. Okay, this particular page here, they're talking about some type of alleged incident where Diddy may have groped her and did some inappropriate things to her. When I say her, I mean Don Richard. At Central Park concert, Don is saying something happened in a bathroom, and this is what they're asking her on this particular page here. And they're also asking Don about Diddy having a pow pow, at which you guys can see here. She's saying that he did have a pow pow during that time, so she was afraid because he did have a weapon during the time that happened. On this particular page here, they're just going over where they're again saying that she changed her testimony. She's saying as time progresses that she remember more of what happened. Y'all got to remember, this happened years ago. Some of this stuff happened some years back, 2006. We're in 2025. Okay, so you're probably not going to remember every intricate detail, but as most as you can remember, that will also be great in terms of a testimony. All right. So they're asking her about this person named One Stop, and them selling some type of drugs or whatever, and in exchange of money. She's admitting that she did see that, and so then they're again trying to discredit her to say that she's lying. On this one, they came back from a sidebar where they're asking her, if Diddy threatened you, then why did you contact him again to ask him to do more songs and or work with him and be in the group Dirty Money after the fact? She is admitting that she did reach out to Diddy to work with him after he threatened her at the studio with Kalina to say that people come up missing, where she said she was afraid. So they're trying to make it out to look like maybe she's lying or maybe stretching the truth, and also still use Diddy for his services in terms of getting music out and or making money after said alleged threat or incident. Okay, so to read up more on that, you guys can go to the Neighborhood Talk, because that's where it is. They're saying that the defense is currently cross-examining Don Richards, and they're saying that they're accusing Don of changing her story on the stand. They're also saying that they also pointed out how Don reached out to Diddy to work on music after she witnessed his abusive behavior with Cassie. Okay, so that is what they're saying in this particular incident. As they release more transcripts to this said testimony, I will be reaching back to go over those as well. So we're going to get into everything that's said in this case, and we're going to keep you guys updated as much as we can in terms of what was said, you know, and what was mentioned in this particular case. We're going into the second week now. There are going to be more testimonies. Diddy is getting upset that people are coming forward to, you know, give their testimonies and their accounts of what happened. So now, as I told you guys this morning, he is looking to have her case against him dismissed, where he owes her millions of dollars that he's not paid her, as well as sexual assault that she was alleging as well against Diddy. So of course he's mad, and he's trying to file that motion to have that dismissed. But as we get more news, I will definitely get back to you guys. I got to get off here now, but thank you guys so much for joining the live, and please don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you to my mods. Thank you to all the content creators, as well as my Caramelians. All right, let's get out of here, guys. Love you guys down. If nothing else, honey, let's go. Bye.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer